Hi everyone, it's Sandy Diana, and I'm gonna hop on today and make a video of making memory bears. I got into making memory bears years and years ago after my father passed away, and I had one made with my father's suit. My aunt had them made for us. So anyway, I've been doing them ever since. And right now I am making some memory bears for someone that they lost very dear and near to their heart, and she has provided me with 4 dress shirts and some neckties. So I thought, well, let me just get on here and show you guys how to make them. So these are what the bears will look like. I'm going to make this version right here without any buttons or anything like that, and then we're going to be putting a little necktie around there, and I'm going to redo the necktie, and I'm going to put a patch on their feet of the neckties and embroider a little special message for them. So like I said, I've been doing this for a little bit. So I have patterns that I have cut out of vinyl because I make them so often that I don't want to cut the paper all the time. So I took my paper ones and I took, believe it or not, these are like placemats from Dollar General or Dollar Tree. These are like Mylar placemats, and I've cut them out of that so they're nice and sturdy, and I don't have to worry about cutting them out. I don't pin them to my fabric because I find that when you pin, sometimes you distort the shape of whatever you're doing. Anyway, I have them all done. This is the body front and this is the body back. And what I do is I have a set of weights. And of course, where did I put them? I was supposed to have everything out ready to go. There they are. These are actually like washers, and I use these as my weights, and then I cut them with a rotary cutter. Go around them with the rotary cutter, and that makes it easier. And I have a small one for the smaller pieces, and I will go around that. So I'm going to reposition the camera to where you're looking, and don't mind the background. My embroidery machine is going non-stop, and it will be going non-stop for the next 5 hours. So in order to make the video, I just have to live with the sound of the machine. So hopefully it won't bother you. But I'm going to go ahead and move the camera down to position it to where you can see what I'm actually doing, because you don't need to see me if you want to see what I'm doing. So I already have the shirt kind of laid out, and sometimes I button my shirt together where it's a dress shirt. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing right there. Sometimes I button it together, and I'll actually cut it from the buttons, and then I'll sew it flat to where it doesn't open. But in this situation, I know these bears are going to little small children, and I don't want buttons to be on them because they're a choking hazard for sweet little babies. So we're not putting any buttons on them. So we're gonna put my pattern. I'm trying to figure out which way do I want it to go. Because I want this pocket, I want to end up with the pocket on it somewhat. So if I do it this way, that pocket is going to be on that side. If I do it that way, I think I have to put my right sides together. This is once you get this figured out, then you're good to go. So I'm going to put my right sides together so I can get my pocket cut to where it's on the right side of the shirt, the bear. And sometimes I put the collars in them. I haven't decided whether I'm going to try to stick any of the collars in them or not, because these are pretty stiff collars. I might do that as an embellishment when it's all done. But I'm going to stop talking right now, and I'm probably going to do a voiceover with the actual got to figure this out. Okay, that's it. Okay, so I figured out which way the pocket is going to go, and that will be on the left side, and that's all I need to do. And I want to move it where it's closer up, not going to be in the bottom of it. You're not going to get the whole pocket, but it's a little bit. So you just have to work with it the way you've got it. So then I'm going to take it, I can hold it down, and I just put these weights on it. That way I don't have to pin it. And I know I have these markings on my pattern, but I've made this so many times, I don't even pay attention to those markings, really, to be honest with you. Maybe this one right here. And the way you can take care of that is to just come back and like make some little notches right there. So I cut it just a little bit bigger. And you just put a little cut mark right there. A little cut mark right here. And that's it. And hopefully cut all the way through. And if you don't, just snip it with your scissors. But that would be the pocket. And the rest of the pieces, except for the pattern of the shirt, doesn't really matter where you cut it from. But I know that I want this so when I sew it, as you can see, the pocket will be on the inside, on the right side of the shirt that you want it on. So those two pieces are done. Now we can just come back and get the back of the body. And you want to be mindful of the fact that you've got big pieces and you've got small pieces. So you're going to want to make sure that you have enough room. And I did put the arrows on here so that you would know the right direction, the right directions. Okay. Let's see if this is a better rotary cutter. I think this one's better. This one's sharper. All right, so I got 2 more pieces. Now I've got the legs, and the arms, head, and some of them you have to cut more. So this one you have to cut 4. move it up and do it again. Done with that. Now this one tells me to cut 4, but I'm only going to cut 2 of this because I'm going to cut 2 out of the neckties when I get to the ears. And that'll make my 4. And I'm going to save this one, and I'm going to cut that one out of the tie also. So I won't need any of that. Now, on the arms, I need 4 of the arms. And I'm going to wait and use, let's see, I only need 1 of this, and I need 2 of this. This will fit right here. I'm going to use the arms of the shirt to make the arms, just because those arms hugged their loved ones. So I'm going to make sure I use the arm to do the shirt. And I know it doesn't make any difference, but I like to have that as special. All right, so cut 2 of these. And because this person wants all the extra back, she might want to do something with something else of the shirt. I'm trying to cut as much as I can out of the one piece versus chopping up the shirt. And so I'll leave the whole back in its entirety. She might want to come back and do something else with it. All right, so that's for the feet. And I have use the arms now. I'm going to fold this, and I don't know if that will work. I don't think that will. So, change of plans. I'm going to just cut it just like this. because I want to keep my stripes going the best that I can. All right, so that's one pair of arms. You need 4. And that's that pattern. So here's what I'm going to do, because I have 3 more bears to cut out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cut those other 3 bears before I sew these. So I'm going to need to pull my patterns back out, and I put this in a Ziploc bag, and that'll be all the parts to that one for the Ziploc bag. And then when I get ready to sit down and sew, I'll take Ziploc bag at a time, and I'll start sewing them together. So I'm not going to cut the rest of them on camera. It's just going to sew this together on camera for you.